How do we recognize truth from deception? Well, one way is to understand what spin is. That's what we're going to talk about today. Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20 reads, "What sorrow for those who say that evil is good and good is evil, that dark is light and light is dark, that bitter is sweet and sweet is bitter." Spin is a popular belief that you can make anything look good or bad simply by the way that you present it to others. Way. And what Isaiah is talking about here is he's talking about people that are calling good bad and bad good. For example, if a minister preaches against some sort of sin, is the preacher who's preaching against sin, is he good because he made people aware of that sin and is keeping them in line with God's commands? Or is the preacher who's preaching against sin, is he unloving? Is he cruel? Is he trying to create a barrier between people who are committing that sin and Christ? Take it another way. If someone has strong convictions and they say, I'm not going to do that, do they have strong convictions? Is it because they really believe that God has told them not to do a certain thing? Or are they just being selfish? Maybe they're doing it because it's convenient to them. Another way which we often see spin used in the world today is, I hear this over and over again, the phrase, don't judge me, or only God can judge me. But in fact, if you tote around the statement, don't judge me, or don't judge me because I do a certain thing, that in itself is a pretty judgmental statement. You're judging the person who is judging you, saying, that person who's judging me is judgmental. So now instead of it just being somebody else judging you, you're pointing fingers at each other. You're each judging each other. Um, so, how do we recognize truth from deception today? Well, the best way to recognize truth is to read your Bible. Take a look at what your Bible says is right and wrong. I often like to think of it this way: what's right is what the Bible tells us to do, and what's wrong is really human philosophy. Because a lot of times, human philosophy is really just a type of justification or a coping mechanism for dealing with the Bible. It's like, well, there's this cruel God out there who wants to hold everybody back. So we're going to try to figure out a way where his commandments are actually wrong. And it's kind of ridiculous because most of the time when they present those types of arguments, the grounds that they base on to say, well, God is wrong for saying this, actually come from the Bible itself, if you really think about it. This is Timothy. Bye.